Creator was wishy-washy. He was going for a timing on the fourth, never hit it because he turned around because Lings were attacking his fourth. He still lost his fourth and didn't kill the fourth of Curious. So in every single way, Curious is ahead.
Oh, and Blink in there to try and pick apart a couple of workers, but still only 4 workers killed in this entire game, Artos. These guys are actually like just pacing themselves so slowly. Oh, almost getting the cancel on that Warp Prism, but not quite. That Queen killing the Warp Prism as the last Zealot got warped in, and now Creator has 4 Zealots inside the main base of Curious.
Yeah, not sure exactly how much they'll actually end up doing, but, you know, this game is gearing up to be the longest type. We have a good amount of defense around the Greater Spire at the moment. And in the meantime, just Curious is building the ultimate composition. Even getting that second Spire, which tells us he's not going to attack.
On DTs being mixed in, we have Psystorm as well. More armor upgrades coming up for Creator. So I think, like, these DTs are there to try and harass other bases while he attempts to hold Curious's main army off as long as possible. I don't think he's going to he's not really going to legit use DTs in the main army composition when he knows he's a bit behind.
No. I agree with you there. You know what I think we're going to see is mixtures of DTs and Zealots being warped in around the map. You know, you target down if there's like Ace for you can target down. Of course, DTs add a lot of damage per second output to those drops.
Ooh, and a Nidus coming down for Curious.
Indeed, ooh. That's a good ooh right there.
Oh, that's going to be so much fun.
I do like to see something like this because what's going on here? This is pretty standard. Notice that, I mean, there's Spine Crawlers and Spores all around the Spires. He's turtling up everywhere. He's getting the ultimate composition. It's a pretty standard way to play this game out as Zerg. To add that Nidus in, it's something kind of new, something kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be focusing the Nidus on this bottom right expansion as well.
Yeah, I think that's the first place he'll hit.
Well,
I think you're right.
Also, that pulls the army of Creator as far out of position as possible to engage that. And then he can attack somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget with his Infestors, he can send Infestors through, throw down 1,000 Infested Terrans, and then just send them back in. And that's a great move to do. Now look at this. A gigantic Zealot Warp, and a great move here. If he can get the Greater Spire, that is a powerful moment for him.
And the Nidus goes down now at the bottom right. The probes might actually get the kill here, and the Greater Spire going to be attacked by these Zealots. It looks like it's going to go down. There's an Infestor with full energy getting completely taken out there. Dear, oh dear. And this is looking, oh my goodness, carnage on every front here.
Oh, look at that DT Warpin. Spectacular DT Warpin. He's actually going to save that Nexus and kill off the Greater Spire
The Infestation Pit is almost dead. Is it going to go down? The Zealots are actually auto-targeting the units there, the Infested Terrans, but it looks like it's going to be enough, and
those DTs.
I think everything's going down here, man.
Yeah, those DTs actually really help to clean up. That is the beauty of warping DT Zealot in a situation like this. They are really helping out. And down goes the Hive.
Wow.
Ouch. Ouch indeed.
Curious at this point in the game, it's like, he is actually, he's not lost yet, lost, but he's falling apart a little bit, you know?
I tell you, that was a beautiful set of moves by Creator. The fact that he held on to that bottom right expand while killing the Hive and Greater Spire of his opponent, as well as wasting a lot of energy of his opponent, that's so powerful. But don't forget, Curious still has a pretty scary army.
Yeah, and he got the Dark Shrine, and it wasn't like he was blindly warping in DTs. He was looking for a good opportunity to use them, and he found 1 and 2 at the same time, because he could defend against the Nidus too.
It's so true. Defensive DTs against multi-pronged harassment, stuff like that, it can be great. So everything working out well for him.
And here comes another Nidus in the bottom right position, but the DT's not quite taking it out. There are some Infested Terrans there, but the rest of the army is going to come back and shut that down.
Right. I love this Nidus usage by Curious, by the way. It's really nice to see him actually, utilize his Infestor energy, because he has so many just sitting back. Why let them all just go up to 200 and sit at 200? It doesn't make a lot of sense. He knows Creator's going to have a hard time actually engaging. So these are really smart moves.
Oh, and here comes the carrier switch from Creator now. He's going to be getting one of those. Another 2 Stargates going up for him as well. More Zealots being warped in approximately everywhere on the map at the moment, Artos. Creator just wanting to keep Curious on his toes until he gets that composition he ideally wants to engage.
Dude, this is just becoming a really amazing game, and I love the fact that Creator is not... He's not really getting too obvious with the carrier switch. Yeah. And that's actually really important. If Zerg knows the carrier switch is coming, they switch it up. They start attacking you knowing that it takes a long time and a lot of money invested to switch into those carriers. And during that transitional period, your army is at its very weakest. So it's a good thing he's doing that carefully without showing it.
Yeah, well, it's like the Protoss equivalent of Zergs being weak when they get their Greater Spire. I mean,
exactly, That's a perfect way to put it.
You spend so much time and so many minerals and gas as well, like, you know, several thousand on these carriers. And ideally, you want to be able to pull them up without your opponent seeing, and then you hit fast and you hit hard before they can react. Because if they know it's coming, then they can just prepare so much better.
That's very well said. Well, we see a lot of spores going out, so it looks like he gets it now. Somehow he's figured out that there's likely going to be an air transition. It's not a hard guess. When you're in a situation where you're completely turtle as Zerg, there's no way to attack into it with the ground army. So eventually your opponent is probably going to have to go air.
He's getting good upgrades as well, +2 flyer attacks, but 2/2, including +2 air armor on the way for Creator as well.
I think he's even got some plasma shield upgrades, at least 1 or 2.
He has got a plasma shield upgrade. I wonder if he has any on the air units as well. Let me just do a quick check on that. Yep, of course he does. Yeah, it affects both. What am I talking about? My God. 26-minute mark now, and that's a lot of energy on those infestors actually from StarTale.Curious. So
if he can find anywhere else to make a Nidus, that's going to be something he definitely wants to do.
That's a good point actually. Like, where are the overlords out on the map for Curious at the moment? He hasn't actually gone out of his way to spread them to locations where he can put down another Nidus.
Well, I think at this point he's actually turtling up again because he took a lot of damage in that main base. He's been on 4 base for an extremely long time, which means that Creator simply has a better economy. He has to be careful with how he does it, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
And the one thing to say as well, because the Greater Spire went down, it's only now just coming back up as +3 missile attacks and +2 flyers still on the way for Curious. That was kind of a time where Creator would have recognized, well, hang on a second, I killed the Greater Spire, so if I can somehow move in and kill all the Brood Lords, they can't be remade.
Yeah.
And then he didn't do that. So maybe that's why Curious got the hint that, oh, this could just be the carrier transition, because he's not targeting me at the moment.
That's a fair guess there. Of course, it is difficult to move into those spines and spore areas.
Yeah.
But no, I like what you're saying there.
So we'll see a couple of spine crawlers, just the static defense being whittled away here at the natural expansion. A little bit of a two-pronged attack. Oh, a couple of Archons and Colossi getting caught off guard here. Those Brute Lords painting them into a corner, and those units are kind of forfeit.
Yeah, they're dead. They're dead. But at this point, he's actually sacrificed big chunks of his army. It's obvious that the time to move is going to be now.
Well, the Brood Lords are like on the top left of the map right now. So if Creator wants to hit, he needs to hit the natural expansion in the main base, and he needs to hit now because it'll take forever for them to come back. And
that's a lot of infestors. He actually has 25 right now with a ton of energy. So he's unfortunately going to clean that up. Creator trying to hit that natural, as you mentioned, but it's not going to work out this time.
Yeah, it's Beach Bowl time.
But yeah, this is actually the time for Curious to attack. He sees all these wasteful attacks, these multi-pronged attacks with the core of Creator's army. And when that happens, you know they start up a bunch of carriers.
Okay, and I think, Curious definitely got the hint there. He's moving those Brewers as quickly as he can away from the edge of the map so that he can respond to Creator and attack if necessary. Creator's still not really, moving out with a huge army across the center of the map, though. He's just busy massing up these carriers. And Curious, I think, suspects the carrier transition is there, but I'm not quite sure yet knows the scale of it just yet.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't know quite how many are out.
Yeah.
But based upon the amount of units that Creator just lost, he can't be maxed on carriers right now. You know what I mean? It takes a while for them to build, so he has some clues, at least, on how to move forward.
He's sacking probes as well, so that's going to give Curious a bit of a clue. It's like, wow, you really want to free up this supply, and 5 carriers at once incoming. I like that he's going the Warp Prism behind this as well, because it's like, okay, worst case scenario, if all the carriers start dying, at least I can warp stuff in instantly and continue to fight, which is really cool.
And guys, just to throw out some numbers for you, he's massing carriers, yes, but he has to have High Templars with it for Psystorm, or the Corruptors will just straight up kill him. And of course, Infested Terrans will straight up kill him. and he has to have the mothership. He has 9 High Templars in the mothership. And I wouldn't mind seeing just a few Archons mixing in case he can get a nice Archon toilet, especially on Corruptors.
Oh yeah, that would be really nice. Just like, not even that many, you know, 3 or 4 can already do quite a lot of damage.
Exactly.
Maybe they won't kill like Broodlords in one hit or something, but the Corruptors are the main threat right now, not the Broodlords.
He needs to soften up the Corruptors because they, with 3/3 upgrades, which is on the way for them, or 3/2 at least at this point, they will kill carriers pretty badly.
Okay, so it looks like that War Prism was actually for harass, and we're going to be getting some Zealots into the main. That Infestation Pit is so low, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Definitely getting that. That was totally worth it. Well played there from Creator. And is this going to sort of accelerate Curious into some sort of an engagement here, I wonder?
Well, you know, Curious is really taking his sweet time attacking, which means that what he wants to do, instead of pushing forward while those carriers are making, he's saying, all right, I'll let you get the ultimate max that you want, but mine is better. And he's taking those 2 bases, which is what's important. He needs to keep his economy up so he can rebuild when he needs to, because he will lose a big chunk of his army in this battle no matter what.
And 3/3 carriers, they're actually looking pretty scary.
They are definitely scary. In fact, he has 14 carriers for 3/3. He has 9 High Templars. He has a mothership. Then he has 4 Stalkers, an Archon, 61 Probes, and 3 Observers. That's his, and a Phoenix.
All right, so imagine this, right? 14 carriers, Neural on the mothership, Vortex all the carriers, Chain Fungal.
How about this? Yeah, I guess that would be pretty nice. How about this, though?
Okay.
Neural the mothership, Vortex all the carriers, Neural 3 Archons, Neural all the High Templars, turn them into Archons, send them in, and Archon
That's
toilet.
an interesting
I don't
question.
think that actually works.
Can you Neural High Templar and make them become Archons?
I think you can, but I think once you send them into the Vortex, you probably lose control.
So you need 2 Neurals to do that.
Yeah,
but you might... Oh yeah, you lose control in the Vortex. Unless the thing they use for the Neural Parasite, like that tentacle, super long, man. It just goes all the way into the Vortex and you're fine. That would be so sick if that happened, though, man.
Oh, I love this 2 Broodlord push that we're seeing here. It's just the little annoying things that are going to get under Creator's skin.
Yep, and the mass changeling approach, and oh wow, well...
Well, he really doesn't want him to see his carriers. That's what that tells us, I guess.
Oh, wow. Very, very productive there, using those Psy Storms. That makes Storms look so OP. It's like everything in them insta-dies, but they're actually just changelings.
All right, so let's take a look at the Zerg numbers right now. We have 16 Broods, 10 Corruptors, 25 Infestors. That's all that really matters. That's all we need to know as far as that goes. He is getting 2 more Broods and 2 more Infestors as well. 120
Interceptors as well. That's a lot, man.
We do have a lot of cannons on the way because, 2 can play at the static defense game.
Yeah.
A lot more probes being killed off as well. This is a crazy game, man.
And we have Creator killing off some of his own probes as well.
Yeah, Curious helping him out a little bit.
Yep. That actually reminds me of a game at ESI. I think it was like Slivko Hasuovs, where Hasuov sent some probes to die, and then Slivko neuraled one of them and filled in the Nexus and got his own mothership. It was like, nah, we can play this.
You know what I want to see right now? I want to see the carriers going in the opposite direction of the Broodlords. This needs to be a chess game. It's capital ship versus capital ship.
Oh, that's exactly
Make it the chess game. Send it towards the Zerg main. Start wiping bases out, wiping out tech. And then, if you need to, recall it. You have that mothership 200 energy.
Good point, actually. Yeah.
And I really feel like that's what he should be doing right now. He's sitting tight with his carriers while his buildings are being eliminated. Absolutely no reason for it.
Oh, and the carriers are